Former burglars of Reddit, where is one place people should never hide valuables? Your shed. Seriously. Lock your ducking shed. Even if your house is well locked, if your shed isn't, I likely have access to a plethora of tools I can use to gain access. Don't help the burglar. Lock your shed. Don't keep spare key near front door. Under pot plant, under doormat, top of door frame, etc. Why are you excluding active burglars from the conversation? All active burglars, please reply to this comment, and please don't be using a VPN. Nice try, FBI. Not today, CIA. Not falling for this, MI6. Fire safes only are safe from fires. My sister's house burned completely. The fire department didn't put a drop of water on it, and the propane added to the heat until the underground tank ran out. There was nothing but ash and rubble. When we broke into her fireproof safe, the plastic on the inside was mostly melted, but she recovered most of the paper documents inside, including about $2,000 in paper cash. Edit, finally heard back from my sister. It was just a Sentry safe she bought at Costco. She sent me a couple pics, and I've posted them here, inger.com. Most people don't realize that when storing valuables inside a fire safe, they should be inside a fireproof document bag. That will ensure that the items are not melted, even if the fire safe sustains some damage. My cousin lives in a bad neighborhood, so she went to a thrift store, bought an obvious-looking jewelry box and a bunch of expensive-looking costume jewelry that's actually worthless and put it in the box. She keeps this in a conspicuous place. Then she leaves a few 20s on top. This way, if someone breaks in, they will grab this and run, ignoring some of her well-hidden valuables. The old switcheroo. Also, side note, I used to do door-to-door sales for ADT. People would let me in the house and just tell me where all the important stuff was before even verifying I was legit. Don't do that. We had new windows in recently. The blokes that came took out the windows so fast and so quietly, I thought, shit, I hope they're paid enough to never think about doing break-ins. I imagine it would probably work well too. Sometimes the more obvious it is, the less people think to check. Put some high-vis on, and just drill the door off, nobody will probably say anything. And if you really want to just duck with them, after stealing everything, hang a new door with different locks. Shit, go further, paint the walls, hang pictures of an obviously different family, and rearrange the furniture. They will be too busy questioning their own sanity to worry about what you stole. Don't leave things out that people can see from outside your home or car. If you buy a new TV or computer, break down the box it came in. Don't just leave it by your garbage bin. Lock doors and windows. Keep your handbag close and closed. If someone wants to break in, they will. Don't keep everything out in the open. And have insurance on anything that is valuable. If someone wants to break in, they will. This is the most important takeaway from this thread. Most neighborhoods are relatively empty during the day, and there's often not good visibility to back and side doors. And most locks are shit. Hello, this is the lockpicking lawyer, and what I have for you today is the tool that Bosnian Bill and I made. A little click on number 3. Actually, let's just use a twig and it's open. Inside vacuum cleaner. We hid money in it and it got stolen with everything else in the house back in Syria. Edit. Thief was the military forces that invaded the area, not someone I know or someone desperate. Wow, that sucks. The sad thing is they weren't even using that vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust. Edit. Thanks for the silver. I'll hide it in my Dyson. Avoid having your valuables stolen by not having any valuables. Taps forehead. This is where my gold crown would go, if I had one. We had our apartments burgled. There were 4 apartments in the area. Guy kicked down the door, and apparently was in and out pretty quickly. I came home from work, Pop told me, never leave valuables in your nightstand. Might have even said bottom drawer. Sure enough, mine were checked. I could tell because my envelopes were moved from where I placed them. I lived in a 4-apartment block. Every apartment got broken into except mine, but the only easily accessible window to my apartment was my dog's room. Nothing like 90 pounds of asshole that doesn't like someone waking him up from a nap. Even better when the dog lets him in, but not out. That'd be sort of hilarious. Thief cornered in the closet because the dog wouldn't let them back out and kept taking chunks out of them. I hold the door for people at my church, and we usually have a private security guard just standing around being seen. This one guy was the one, for a few months, and the conversation got on the subject of his dogs. He's got 2 real big dogs, I wanna say pit bull shepherd mix. I feel like there might even be Newfie in there, somewhere. They're the sort that are trained well enough that you can put food next to them, come back 5 minutes later, and they're still waiting for you to say eat. Also, they won't eat anything unless someone they know says to eat. Anyway, he described what they've trained them to do with intruders. If people he trusts are around, he'll attack until told to stop, since the assumption is that the people are in danger. If no one is home, he'll act all friendly to the intruder and follow them around being in their business. Until they try to leave. They don't get to leave. As they try to leave, the progression starts at sitting on them and becomes increasingly aggressive until they stop trying to escape. Then it's back to sitting. This continues until the owner comes home. Yes, they've tested it. I guess there are professional dog trainers who will break into your house to verify proper behavior, or whatever. They used to train police dogs on the heath outside my college. We could watch a man covered in phone-looking pads being attacked by Alsatians from the art block windows. It definitely is a job. A really shit job. For the college kids that might read this, don't keep your textbooks in your car. On the day of my finals I had about 6 textbooks I was gonna sell after my finals. I left the books in my car while I took my tests. Came back to find someone broke my window out to steal the textbooks. Cop told me that it's very common and unlikely they will catch the guy, so I was out $700, which was huge as a college student. A net loss of $2.50 per textbook, according to Snoozy's book's refund value. Watch the show It Takes a Thief, if you can find it. That'll give you some good ideas about this stuff. Edit, thank you for my first award, kind user. Who knew a simple comment would blow up like this? Oddly enough over something I have relevant experience with as a teenager young adult. Definitely put it behind me, so it's kind of funny how this worked out, lol. The biggest takeaway from that show, which I think they said once and only once before being censored by producers, is that all locks, alarms and your idea that your house is safe is wrong. If a pro wants to break in, they will. The best you can do is make your house a little more inconvenient than the next house so they go there. Also, I love the episode where he stole the dog. I've seen people make false outlets for hiding valuables like cash and jewelry. Just an idea, a burglar would have to be at your home for a long time to start checking outlets. Someone will be in for a surprise if they open the safe I keep in my nightstand. It's full of my kids' baby teeth. Easy cash trade with the tooth fairy though. Not a burglar, but our home has been broken into. We only had the 1 bedroom at the time, but the places that the burglar looked into were the closet, everything was thrown out, desk drawers, found a bit of cash and our passports were taken, the entry furniture, drawers, under the bed, bedside tables. At least now I know where not to hide valuables. Not that I have any. Edit, thanks for the gold, kind stranger. I better hide it in the freezer now. Edit 2, typo, burglar not burglar. This doesn't exactly answer the question asked, but it is a tip on potentially protecting your valuables. Bear with me because it's a bit strange. Glue a spare key, not one that opens something important, under your doormat. Weird, right? A few years ago I did this in addition to installing cameras. Over the last couple of years I've seen this exact scenario play out. Thief walks to the door, checks under the mat, unsuccessfully tries to grab the key, backs up, looks around to see if anyone is watching, presumably because they think they have fallen for some trap prank where they are being surveilled, and leaves. They don't even search for another way in because it spooks them. I had a Malamute dog years ago, had another 2 later, but this was a particularly fluffy one. A friend had heard that it was possible to spin their fur, so I saved enough to knit several jumpers. Anyway, a burglar took stuff from our garage and this massive box of fur too. Must have been quite a surprise. A burglar stole my dad's box of dried up dog shit from the porch once. My dad goes out in the yard once a week to clean up the dog turds and usually throws them in an Amazon box and then tosses it. He left it on the porch for some reason and forgot about it. He realized he forgot about it when he saw it spilled open on the street a block down. We laugh about the turd burglar still. That's a great idea for if you have a problem with package thieves. If you have something you can't get rid of or something that isn't allowed in the trash, Just leave it on an Amazon box on your porch.